dear, when we did the composition of functions. It's very similar to the substitution method. So this should feel a little bit familiar, even with stuff we've done this year. Okay, so let's try this first one. So again, our goal is to be able to have a coefficient of 1, and we're going to solve for the variable with the coefficient of 1. So looking at problem 1 there, which one has a coefficient of 1? What variable? Y does, right? Okay, so this y right there has a coefficient of 1. I hope we're paying attention. Okay, so I am going to solve for that y. I'm going to get that y by itself. How would I move this x to the other side? Good, so we're going to get y equals x minus 6, because we added the x to the other side. All right, what we are going to do now is, now that I know what y equals, I'm going to substitute that into the other equation for the y. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the first equation, and instead of writing y, I am going to put parentheses equals negative 6. We're going to put that, we're going to put this new y inside the parentheses. Okay, you've done this before. We even did something similar to it this year. Okay. The reason I do that is, in order to solve, I can really only be in one variable. So I take I have two equations, so I can get it into one variable. All right. I am now now we're going to use our algebra skills to try to solve that. So what do you think we need to do next? Yeah, we're going to distribute that in. So negative 8x plus 2x. What's 2 times negative 6? Negative 12 equals negative 6. All right. We're not done yet. We haven't solved for x and y. All right. What's negative 8 and positive 2? Negative 6x. At the same time, I'm going to move that 12 over. So what's negative 12 and 6? Sorry, negative 6 and 12. 6. How do I get the negative 6 to the other side? Divide. So 6 divided by negative 6 is what? Negative 1. Good. All right, I have the x value. I do not have the y value yet. I have to solve for that. So I have choices, okay? I can substitute into the first equation. I can substitute in the second equation, or I could substitute into the solved equation. So I'm going to choose to go into the solved one, but it doesn't matter. I could plug into any one of those three, and I'm going to get the same value, okay? So I'm going to plug it into the solved one. So I'm going to go minus 6. I'm going to color code it a little bit for you. I'm plugging in the negative 1. So what is negative 1 minus 6? Negative 7. Now, when you write your answer, it is a coordinate point. We saw the picture of the graph, right? So you have to write your answer as a coordinate. I'm not accepting x equals and y equals, right? So x equals, so my x value was negative 1, my y value is negative 7. Okay, that's it. That's solving the system. All right, we're going to do the other one together too. Okay, and then tomorrow, and all we're doing is this method this week, just substitution. Okay. I am going to want to see your work on this. So when you're doing your work, you're doing your skills check this week, I want to see written work and make sure you're actually using the right method. Okay. All right. I have to find one that has a coefficient of 1. Look at number 2 there. Which one has a coefficient of 1? Y. It's a coincidence. It doesn't always happen that way. Okay. I'll try tomorrow to make sure it's not on the Y. Okay. All right. So I have to take that x and move it to the other side. How am I going to do that? I heard add, so add the x. I am now going to take this and I'm going to substitute it in for the y. So I'm going to write the equation 4x minus 6 parentheses equals 14. And I'm going to substitute the x minus 3 in. Okay, what do I need to do next? Okay, good, I heard distribute. So negative 6x, what's negative 6 times negative 3? Positive 18, good. All right, what's negative 4 4 minus 6x? Good. And then I'm going to subtract the 18. What do we end up with? Good. All right, what do I do to move this negative 2 to the other side? Divide. So negative 4 divided by negative 2 is? 2. Okay, I have x. I need to find y. So that means I need to go back in and substitute in to either the first one, the second one, or the solved one. I'm going to go into the solved one. Okay. So let's see, let me use a different color. So y equals something minus x, and we're going to put in the 2 that we just got. From this equation right here, we went right back into that equation there. Okay? Because we're going to take and plug the x into that equation. All right, what's 2 minus 3? Negative 1. So my final answer on this one would be 2, negative 1. Make sure you get your x first and your y second. Okay? All right. So that's the skill we're working on for 5 minutes a day every day this week. 5 minutes ish a day. It's usually 10. Okay. Next thing we're going to switch over to is